easy to see. Traditionally, we look for those reds and greens together, and you will not see that on this view. But I do want to circle where that rotation is right now, and it's going to be right about here. Those are those roads that I just mentioned. Again, this is right here. This is 259, US 259, so just to the southeast of that. And this just moved east of Rainbow Trout Road, Johnny Beaver's Trail, and Freshwater Road. So again, that's the area of greatest concern. I'm going to go ahead and retrack this out. Again, it's moving off to the east at about 25 miles per hour. So again, this is getting pretty close to the McCurtain County Game Reserve. If you live near that area, if you know where that is, now's the time to go ahead and be in your tornado safe place. And then if this holds together, this gets closer to Bog Springs and Oak Grove Church here within the next 35 to 40 minutes. I do want to double check, make sure we're not seeing anything as far as debris goes on our end. And right now I'm not seeing anything that really jumps out to me in terms of potential rotation, or well, we do have potential rotation, but debris with this storm. So again, for those just joining, we're going to stick here with you for a little while longer as we do have that active tornado warning. Right about here is where we've got that area of greatest concern. If we see a tornado spin up and touch down, this is going to be the general area that rotation's in now, and it's moving off to the east. It'll be near the McCurtain County Game Reserve within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So if you're familiar with that area, now is the time to go ahead and be in that tornado safe place. Again, I'll drag that track out for you once again so we can get those estimated times of arrival. Let me actually adjust this cone just a little bit. Again, about 5 to 10 minutes for the McCurtain County Game Reserve, and then it continues holding together on its current track. It would put it near Bog Springs in about 39 minutes. Zooming in on some other local roads, this rotation is going to be heading out toward parts of Game Preserve Road within, again, less than 5 to 10 minutes. And then from there, it moves into a very rural part of the county where I'm likely looking at private roads. Again, as you get closer to the Arkansas state line. So that new update or new radar scan just came in. I'm going to clear this off. We'll actually go back to reflectivity here. So again, you can also see hail core. That's what these pink colors mean, that there's some hail associated with this storm. We could see hail up to quarter size with this as well. Right now, the rotation is really kind of hugging the 259 area. Right here, wherever it starts running east to west, right about here is where we've got that area of rotation. It's moving off to the east at about 25 miles per hour. Right here, where it's running west to east, and then it goes north to south once again, right about here. I know it's hard to see on the map. We've got some bad data here, at least with what we're able to show here on the screen. I'm looking at it from another view. This right here is where the area of rotation is, and it is moving off to the east at about 25 miles per hour. So again, I'm going to put another track on this once again. So this puts it right over the game preserve right about now there in McCurtain County, now to 5 minutes, Bog Springs in about 30 minutes, and then eventually moving closer to GWES in about 45 minutes. So again, I know this is a very rural part of McCurtain County. Hopefully this area will start to fall apart very quickly, and as soon as it does, we'll send you back to programming. However, for now, while that rotation is there and there is the potential for a tornado to spin up quickly, we're going to stay on the air here with you for a little while longer. So again, if you maybe are just joining us on our social media or streaming or even here on the air, we're live right now. We're going to keep it with weather for a little while as we do have one active tornado warning in McCurtain County, Oklahoma. This is the extreme northern part, south of Smithville there, now just to the east of US 259, and this is moving through, again, a very rural part of McCurtain County in southeast Oklahoma. So we'll go back to reflectivity here and take a look at that latest radar scan. Of course, you can see there, also evident there, quarter size hail. This is severe limits. It'll be moving to the east as well. So also you'll want to be indoors, of course, with this heavy downpours. We've got the small hail in there with this as well, and of course the potential for a tornado. That area of greatest concern is now right about here on 259, or just south of 259, moving off to the east. I'm going to check here, see if I have any additional updates from the National Weather Service, see if they have anything new on this storm. It looks like they do not have any new updates for us at this time. I'm actually going to step off the screen here for just a moment. I'll leave some of that info up, see if we can't fix it where we can get a better radar view in here in just a moment. So again, I will circle that area of rotation. I know it's not the most clear-cut rotation that you can see there on the screen, but there's where it is, just south of 259, and this is continuing to move eastward. Now, I know I've kind of repeated myself here for a minute. Want to make sure that anybody in McCurtain County tuning in has got that latest info. Let's go ahead, though, and take a step back and take a look at the bigger picture here across the Arklatex, because really there's not much going on. We've got some light to moderate rain here across some of our northeast Texas counties, including Camp County, out toward Franklin, Titus. Those counties right now are just dealing with light to moderate rain. It's kind of been sitting there for quite some time. I'm not concerned about this strengthening very quickly and becoming severe. This right here is kind of the lone storm right now that has had some smaller hail with it a little bit earlier this evening. Now it's strengthened. It's got larger hail. Of course, it's got some rotation that we're watching. And then you'll notice all this rain out to the west. If you haven't paid much attention to the weather forecast so far today, this rain here to the west that's been out toward DFW, out toward Canton and Texas, getting closer to Tyler, it has just sat in the same area all evening. It really hasn't moved. It's caused some flooding issues. We're going to stay mostly quiet in the Arklatex. If you're watching from Shreveport-Bossier tonight, you don't really have much of a severe risk to be concerned with. Not expecting strong storms. You likely will not even see a drop of rain tonight. This is a very limited and very isolated severe risk. As I mentioned before, earlier in our newscast, any severe weather that we see today stays isolated. That means it doesn't impact large areas. And we're seeing that right now with that one tornado warning. It's impacting a very small and very rural part of McCurtain County. So again, it's really that I-30 area and areas north that have the chance to see something try to spin up tonight. The tornado threat is very low. I would not be shocked if this is the only tornado warning that we see tonight. Again, just as the environment is there for a quick spin up, as we're saying right now, that potential is there, but just not super conducive for multiple tornadoes tonight. Right now, I'm starting to see the latest trends with the radar scan. Again, I know it's hard to see with what you've got on air there, but I am seeing that it is trying to broaden out, and if we can keep that trend going, then we will probably not be on with you for much longer. Here is a better view of that rotation. Bear with me for just a moment and drag my laptop back over here so I can kind of control things here. This is the area of concern. You can see where those reds and greens are coming together. This is the area that I am focused on right now as it continues tracking off to the east. In fact, let me readjust things on radar real quick, and we'll go ahead and get a new track on the storm now that you can see it a little bit better. So again, this is still moving off to the east at about 25 miles per hour. So I'm going to adjust that just a little bit. So again, very, very rural parts of McCurtain County. I'm going to have to look here to my phone for some local roads. A lot of these are private roads. South of 259, again, here's Highway 259. If you are just south and to the east, now's the time to go ahead and be in that tornado safe place all the way out to the Arkansas-Oklahoma state line. That's where that warning runs through. Now, if this were to try to tighten back up or manage to hold together and we see that warning extended, it would next up be across the state line. We've still got 20 minutes on this warning. It is a very slow-moving storm. You'll see it does not get closer to Wicks Middle School in the town of Wicks in Arkansas until closer to an hour from now. So I am very hopeful that this will fall apart. Again, the environment today is just not super conducive for areas of rotation like this to sustain themselves for all that long. So again, that's a look right now, latest times of arrival. We'll switch things back over to what we call reflectivity. It shows us the rainfall intensity with these storms. And let me pull up again that radar. So you can kind of see now that we've got a better view from the Fort Smith radar over in Arkansas just to the north. You can kind of see that little appendage. It's not the most defined hook you've ever seen on radar, but it is there. That's kind of where we've got that rotation that we're tracking as it continues moving closer to the Oklahoma-Arkansas state line. Now, if you're watching this from Vandervoort this evening, you're not under a tornado warning right now, but if you're already up, stay with us for a few more minutes. If you're going to go to bed, make sure to have those alerts on. Again, it's going to be a little while before it reaches the state line, but we're going to have to watch this closely, see if it tries to spin back up or keep any kind of organized rotation. And I do see it looks like it might be trying to another part of the storm as that one area we got on the Air Force kind of falling apart. Looks like there might be another area there trying to get a little healthier. So we'll stay with you for another minute or so waiting kind of for another update there. It looks like the latest scan shows even that second area I just mentioned kind of falling apart, very, very broad rotation. And now the tornado warning has just been canceled as a result of that rotation not really holding up. In fact, I'll kind of show you that here real quick and show you the big picture. We'll send you back to programming, of course, right afterwards. So this is kind of, again, we were tracking a tornado warning just a moment ago, and here is what has changed with the last couple of radar scans. Of course, that rotation has not been super tight. You'll notice now it's kind of more of a bean shape and not super tight together. That means that rotation, again, not all that tight. Even the second area I was watching here southeast of Smithville, no longer looking that impressive. As a result, the tornado warning has been canceled early, so it's no longer running through 11 p.m. Watching a couple light showers out there in parts of East Texas, not too concerned about those being severe. And then, of course, that storm there in McCurtain County that just saw the tornado warning canceled will be exiting McCurtain County and staying just north of the Arklatex here soon. I'll be behind the scenes watching storms. We'll keep you updated on air and on social media as needed. For now, we'll go ahead and send you back to your regular programming.